Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the WB Mason Coach Report with Hofstra acting head men's basketball coach Mike Farrelly. Mike, how are you today?
Steven, I'm good.
So, season has begun. Your team is 1-1. Let's recap the week that was, or the overlap of 2 weeks that was. You were supposed to start last Wednesday at Monmouth. For the Hofstra fans, kind of walk us through that day. Simply like, had you left yet? What was kind of the day like for you guys?
Yeah, so I guess just to give everybody a little bit of a sneak peek. We are testing 3 times a week right now. We got our results on Tuesday night as a team, and everybody had tested negative. Everybody's good to go. So we're excited. We're ready to go. And then about 10 o'clock the next morning, I got a call from Rick Cole, our director of athletics, to say, "Hey, did you hear from Evan Mallings yet, our athletic trainer?" I said, "No." He said, "Okay. Well, Monmouth got a positive test, so we're not playing tonight." And that's, we had shoot around in a couple hours, and we were leaving at about 3 o'clock and all that stuff. So, but it's just, the flexibility that you have to handle this year with. So instead of playing Monmouth, we did a shooting workout and got an extra lift in with Jimmy Waits and just rolled on to the next day. So just kind of how we have to handle things for this year.
Yeah, and that's the way I saw it. I saw you shortly after. I think you told your team, and you guys were out in the court. And that's kind of been the mindset and the makeup of the Hofstra program over the last few years. It's kind of just roll with whatever's going on and just figure it out, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that one was a little hard because the build up for the first game and you're waiting for it and all that stuff. It's been so long. We've been talking about it. We haven't played since March 10th. So that one was a little bit harder, but we got them going. We got some good work in and then, practice the next day. So the guys responded pretty well. After the initial disappointment for a few minutes, they responded pretty well.
And then you opened up the season at Rutgers finally on Sunday night, little national TV appearance for your program. Really solid final, probably about 25 to 30 minutes. What did you see from your team that you liked and didn't like?
So I think overall, I think our defense was pretty good guarding, a nationally ranked program. I think our rebounding was really good considering how big they are. And that's always a challenge typically when we're playing high major teams. So I thought those two were really good. And obviously the rebounding led by Isaac Conte and his 17 rebounds was terrific. We certainly just didn't make shots. I feel like our shot quality was pretty good that game. I thought we were getting some good looks. They're long and athletic, and they were trapping ball screens. They don't necessarily want to let you just run your offense. So, and they're a very good defensive team, so they're going to make you take tougher shots. And I thought we had some good looks that we just missed. When you get open looks for Jalen Ray or Tariq Coburn, you want them shooting as many open shots as you can. They just kind of didn't go down that day. And then Tariq has his eye half shut, and Jalen rolls his ankle midway through the first half. And I'm looking over at the bench like, oh boy, this is what we're rolling out here. Lineups you wouldn't have expected going into the game, a half hour earlier. But overall, we did well, and I just, we were 1 or 2 plays away from really making it a game. I thought at different points in the second half, getting it to 9, getting it to 10. Ron Harper kind of he missed a layup and then got a put back that we should have gotten the ball from. So just really close to making it a game there. But, credit to Rutgers. They're a fantastic program and certainly a good experience for our guys to play a team like that.
And it goes without saying, the best scorer on the court against a nationally ranked team was Hofstra's Jalen Ray, and the best rebounder on the court against a nationally ranked team was Isaac Conte. I mean, that's fair to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and Steve, most games that we go into, we kind of realize, well, we're probably going to have the best guard. We're probably going to have the best shooter in Tariq Coburn, and we're probably going to have the best big guy. So it's a good combo to kind of start with those 3.
Absolutely. And then you moved on. Quick turnaround, which is a really great for your program to get set for what conference play is going to be like. You had by the time you guys got back to Hofstra after the Rutgers game, you had less than 24 hours to tip against Farrelly Dickinson as a kind of a trend, slow start against FDU, but an incredible second half, just a dominating final 20 minutes. What did you like from your team in that game?
And like you said, Stephen, it was a really good preparation to get us ready for what it's going to be like in conference play on the back-to-back days. Obviously hard to prepare for a team with, basically just a walkthrough. But I thought the guys did a good job in locking in and doing that. Andrew Copian did a great job with the scout and having us ready to go. So I felt like we were ready. And I just think early on we were scoring the ball pretty well. It was 25-17 at one point. and our offense was flowing pretty good. They had to switch from man to a couple of different types of zones, and we were still playing well. Our defense hadn't been great to that point, but we were scoring. And I think that's one of the things that we've gotten into in prior years is that we score so easily at times that we don't worry as much on the defensive end. We just say, all right, well, we'll go score again. And then when you stop scoring, then it becomes a problem. And then when we stopped scoring, they got out in transition a lot too, which, is what FDU really likes to do. And they're really, really good at with those guards. So the end of the first half, certainly not good, not the performance that we wanted to, but rallied in the second half. The guys came out with the right approach in the second half. I wish we had played all 40 minutes like that, but did what we needed to do, and it started on the defensive end. I know they had 9 points in the first, 16 minutes of the second half. So we really clamped down. We rebounded. Again, we still didn't shoot the ball great. We haven't done that yet in 2 games. But when you defend and rebound consistently, and those are the staples, then you're going to give yourself a chance to win all the time.
Mike, I've been trying to tell the world about Kayvon Kramer and the incredible story. I mean, and it is incredible. This young man from before the Rutgers game had not played a high school or college game in 1,366 days. I'm telling the world. Can you tell the world, though, from your perspective, what it's like to do what he's done and then come back and just be this effective this early in his career?
Yeah, it's amazing. And it just speaks to the type of person that he is, how resilient he's been. To be able to go through and have basketball taken away from you when it's what you love the most in this world, and then to still, respond with his great attitude and energy is amazing. Certainly getting back to playing every day last year, being on the scout team and being in practice against a really good team last year really helped him. But just a resilient kid and just brings such energy. The injuries didn't take any of that away. It didn't take much athleticism away if it did any. And just the way that he plays and attacks the game, it's a beautiful thing. And he's a type of player that we haven't had on our roster over the last couple of years. He's kind of different. He's not really as perimeter oriented of a player as we've typically had in that spot, but he's got the 7'1" wingspan. He's super athletic. He plays really, really hard. So he's been amazing. I'm so happy for him to get back on the court. It's been a long road, but he's also worked really hard, getting back from rehabbing both of those injuries. Not the second time he just had to have the surgery redone. It wasn't that he re-injured it, but he rehabbed hard both times. The way he worked last year, the way he's in the gym working on his jump shot now and improving his skill work to get to where he was. And then he has moments like that where he comes out, and is fearless and makes his first career three against Rutgers and has the alley-oop dunk. And then obviously the way he played with his first double-double against FDU. So really happy for him. Certainly expecting a lot of things, not only this year, but over the course of his career, and a great kid and the type of kid you want in your program.
And speaking of being happy, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention you, Mike. Your first win against FDU. You've been around the block. You've been in a few places, and you're obviously in a unique situation right now. What did Monday mean for you personally?
It was great. When you think about it is a long road. And you don't know when you get your opportunity or how you get your opportunity. So to be out there leading the team. Just taking all the lessons that I learned from Coach and being with him, for the last 10 years, set me up really well to be ready to go. But I'm really lucky that we got a great staff who's there helping me with everything, whether it's Colin with, play calls or Coach Speedy, who's helped me a lot with the subs, stuff like that. And the guys. And when it helps when you have really good players and guys that are carrying the culture on their own and know the right behaviors and how to approach games and everything like that. So they make it easy. It's a team effort to do everything that we did. So I'm just glad we got the win and got this year off to got one in the left-hand column to get us going.
And your next one is home against Iona this weekend. Big local matchup, huge head coaching matchup, obviously. So your thoughts going into the Iona matchup?
Yeah, one win against a million, right? But I'm glad that doesn't give them 10 extra points to start the game. So, it's going to get out there. Hofstra against Iona, 2 really good programs, 2 great mid-major programs in this area who have had a lot of success. So it's a really good game for us to help prepare us for conference play. They had their first game the other night. So we just have a little bit of a feel for them. They got a bunch of new guys, so we'll be learning more as we go through it this week. But just looking forward to getting out there and competing again.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us on the today's episode of the W. Mason Coach Report. We wish you good luck this weekend.
Thank you, Stephen.
Have a great day.